about Paramore's latest release, This Is Why. What do you got?
Full disclosure, never been a huge Paramore fan. Just gonna get put that right out in the open.
Okay.
I've always found their hits to be really good. Like Misery Business, That's What You Get, Crush, Crush, Crush. Great songs. I would just name songs all from one album, but that goes for all their records. Their good songs are really good, and then the rest of them, I'm just kind of, eh. That's how I feel about this album, quite a bit. Um, I will say, and I'll get into this more when we talk about specific songs. There were only 4 songs I took away from this entire thing. I was hoping for a lot more. I'm not one to say, oh, you need to go back to your old sound, because I like when bands, push themselves out of their comfort zone for, more or less so. This to me was not a surprise, and a lot of people were more turned off by the change in sound to more like an indie vibe going here. It doesn't surprise me at all. Since the last record, Haley Williams released 2 solo albums, very much along these lines. I couldn't stand either of those. This is definitely a step up from those for me. But their last record, After Laughter, I wish they continued with more of that sound. That was really good. That really kind of bridged the gap between that pop punk sound and this more indie stylings, to say. That's where I wish they kept it. But that's where I'm at. I don't think this lived up to any, Paramore is coming back hype for me. But again, I've never been a huge fan of the band outside of a few select songs. So, it maybe their fans like it a little more. The online discourse about this one was actually surprisingly very split between people either saying it was garbage or saying it was a masterpiece and the best thing they've ever done. So, I'm probably somewhere in the middle, full disclosure on that. But yeah, looking forward to talking about the individual songs on here.
Cool. I'm gonna go next if that's okay, Mike. Just
Yeah,
want to.
go for it, man.
Yeah, cool. This might sound as a shock to some people, but it might not to a bunch of other people. I have never listened to a Paramore album in its entirety at all until we decided to do this. I was aware of them. I was aware of like Ain't It Fun, and a couple of the hits that Ka mentioned as well. I mean, outside of that though, I just never truly got into them. I never I mean, I knew they were there. I just never got into them the way a lot of other people did at the time, especially during different times of their career. Like I know that very early on they did emo for a while, and there was a lot more of a pop punk sound at one point too. I do know that, but this is my full first listen through of an album of theirs in its entirety, and I was kind of surprised. There was a couple things I took away from it. There's a couple good songs here and there. I just was a little. I mean, it's definitely they said this was their first album in 5 years. I mean, I that's a long time to take a break between albums and whatnot, but well, not super long, but it's a long enough time to say oh, where's Paramore? But I will say that I'm kind of on the, believe it or not, I'm on the same side as Kyle. There was some things that I didn't really like, and there's a lot of things I actually did enjoy, truthfully. So, but yeah, I'm going to turn it over to Mike for a second. I'm going to let Mike share his thoughts in a sec. Mike, what do you got?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were gonna finish your sentence.
No, I'm good. That's all I had to say. That's all I had to
Oh,
say.
good, good. Okay. Yeah. You know, it's interesting. I found this album to have a lot of musicality, I guess if that's a word, to it, lots of different styles that it would seem like it was kind of, in a way, it felt like it was trying to blend a lot of different things going on, some dance stuff, some, a little bit of pop, rock, some indie rock, a little jazzy at times, or like even progressive with like some of the time signatures, but
Mm-hmm.
where I felt it struggles to live up to Paramore is in its choruses, and it's like in the catchy, but not in a way. Like there's 2 types of catchy. There's bad catchy, like where it just gets stuck in your head, but you're not really a fan of it. It's just memorable in that it is simple, and then catchy as in it catches your ear and you actually enjoy what's presented. And I feel like the vocals in this on this album were kind of something that I felt like definitely fell short of what my expectations were for Paramore's usual, like their hits that I've heard, living up to those. Yeah, so definitely going into this, I'm not a Paramore type of guy. I've always been I've always been like Kyle was talking about. I know the hits, I know the songs that they're known for, and not I'm not like a huge fan of those songs, but I like them. I can enjoy them. And I'm not like, oh, it's terrible. It's just I'm not going to go out and seek them out like the average person would. So yeah, definitely lots to break down and kind of discuss about the tracks of the album. So